I don't think I've unloaded this in a very long time. Very long time. And the only people that know it are your mom and I. The job in Delaware was great. I was on cloud nine because it was working for NASA, spacesuits. I thought I got my dream job. I got my young family. It was great. They were paying me a good wage. I thought I was making a good deal of money. I had a nice house. My boss and I were getting along. It was good. About a year after I got there, things were changed slightly. The way it was here is I had this overblown ego when I got that I was going to be able to handle this, and it's just like any other job, everything was great. What I didn't realize is there's something called bureaucracy and politics. You get a double dose of that. But I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep going and move ahead, plow straight ahead. Third year I was there was not good. He would set up meetings, I wouldn't even show up. The fourth year, 4.5 years, he calls me into his office and says, we're going to make a change. And it's like, okay, so what am I changing to? He goes, no, you don't understand. We're going to make a change. We're going to let you go. I'm still on days, walk in, I tell your mom, and her eyes get about this big, and she says, oh my God, how could they do this? You're doing such a good job. Of course, because I was telling her what I was doing, not what was going on. So, you know, and I just sat down at the table and stared out at the backyard. You guys were in the pool. Pulled out a cigarette, started smoking a cigarette inside the house. I never smoked in the house. So this is not good. This is bad. You've got no money. You've got no prospects. You don't know anybody. You're out of state. You can't have people take care of your kids. Can't do anything. You're alone. You, your wife, and your kids. And that's it. So I got to the point where I needed money. Who do you go to? You go to your parents. Hey, I need money. Went to my dad. No problem. Went to Kathy's parents. No problem. This is the next day, literally the next day, my cousin Bob sends me this information. And there's a company in Delaware, in South Dakota called Midcom. So I sent a resume out. A week later, I get an interview. They fly me out to South Dakota. And they said, yeah, we're going to give you the job. I'm like, what? Well, that's great. Yes, we're going to give you a job. We're going to start you out at $40,000 a year. I was making $62,000 a year in Delaware. Okay, fine, I'll take it. What did they hire me for? Component engineering manager. Why? Because I could be an asshole sometimes. That's why they hired me. So they were hiring me for the same reasons that ILC was angry with me. What did my wife say when I told her I had a job in South Dakota? The first words out of her mouth were, thank God. The second was, who the hell do we know in South Dakota? It's like, well, it shouldn't take too long to sell the house because it's in great shape. This is another part of the Odyssey, which I'm sure you're aware of. She's alone, Michael. She was completely alone when I left. She is going through the ordeal of trying to sell the house. We finally find out that the person that was trying to sell our house was trying to buy our house. So she was purposely not bringing people over to look at the house. It was devastating. 2 years this went on. 2 years. Your mom was begging me to come back. You didn't know that, did you? And you were having some emotional issues back then because I was gone. It was separation anxiety. It was very difficult for you. And plus, I was making friends in South Dakota, so I didn't want to leave. So I kept saying, we've got friends out here. They're good people, this and that. I don't give a shit. You need to get a job here. I can't handle it by myself. It was horrible, unimaginable. And to tell you the truth, I don't know how we managed to deal with it because I think your mom was this close to really doing something drastic. She hires the next realtor, brand new, just came in from out of state. She sold that house in a month. I flew out, not a happy reunion, let's say. She was angry with me for a lot of things, and I think it was all, coming out. So what I gained was a job. I got my family together. I got my house. I got very good lifelong friends. The negative side, lingering effects of the move. It's like once that happens, it's a deep scar. I don't care if it heals, it's still a deep scar. How long are we gonna be here? Am I gonna lose my friends again? What about the finances? You keep your mouth fucking shut. When people say things that piss you off, you don't have that pride anymore. What you have is surviving, okay? So you have a very cautious approach to life. If I would have just kept my head down and tried to do some more work and try to get to what I was being asked to do and concentrate on my job rather than what I thought should have been done, I might have still been there. Not exactly the easiest thing to talk about. And am I interested in like watching this interview? No.